Yes, people. Welcome back to another edition of the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. I like the starting screen said, word to my guy Matisse, lateness is greatness. My apologies on the lateness, though, people. Lateness isn't really greatness, it just sounds good in it. So that's why we're going to continue to run with it. You get what I'm saying? And I was sorting out some work stuff, so that's why I am late. But big up to everyone who is currently locked in, large up to everybody who is supporting Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity. Like I always state, whether you watch the shows live and you're in the comments, whether you watch the shows live whether you watch the shows live and you're listening to it, have it on in the background, whether you watch the shows back after the live, whether you listen via one of the audio platforms, much appreciated. And all the listeners in it, the YouTube listeners, SoundCloud listeners, Spotify listeners, iTunes listeners. Hopefully my mic's not crackling either, because I've had some issues with the mic. So if it does, let me know in the comments, please. But please make sure, if you are watching this live right now, even if you're not in the comments, hit the like button on the video. Hit the like button on the video. Share it across all the socials as well. Share it across all the socials and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. And make sure when you subscribe, you hit the notification bell. Road to 4K, people. Road to 4K on the channel. But yes, it is. For those that are new, this is the ManDem United podcast before, and it is a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your questions, all your comments, Manchester United related, please, people. You can ask me anything you already know. Just keep it Manchester United related. I'm sure Poch will pop up as well because we've been linked with him during the international break. I'll probably do a ManDem United podcast on our potential managerial candidates, talking about Poch, talking about Ten Hag, any others who might pop up between now and then, because you never know with Manchester United. But as you can see from the title, big game versus Spurs in the top 4 race. Massive game. United have 2 huge games coming up in the next 10 days or so. Obviously, we've got Spurs on the weekend, and then we've got Atletico Madrid. So it's Saturday, Tuesday. So it's less than 10 days, actually. It's less than 10 days. You got Friday, Saturday. That's 2 days. And then after that, it's too big. Season defining. It's a season defining few days. Because if we lose these 2 games, season could be over. Top 4 races, it's still technically still on, but if we lose it, it's a massive blow, because obviously Arsenal are already a point or a couple points ahead with games in hand, and then I believe Spurs would leapfrog us. I'm actually going to check the table now. So we need to have 110% win both of these games, and then obviously the Champions League game speaks for itself, which I'll talk about on Tuesday's episode of ManDem United, and the importance of that. Like, that goes without saying. I'm seeing there, Spurs currently are 2 points behind us with 2 games in hand. So we need to beat Spurs to stretch that to 5 points with 2 games in hand, because then it puts more pressure on them. Am I concerned or worried about Spurs? To tell you the truth, no, I'm not. And I get into that why shortly. But big up to Keenan, who says, big up Flawless. Chef Durant about to cook tonight. He's talking about the 76ers versus the Nets. We will be doing that watch along. Going to be a great game tonight. Are you talking about, I presume you're talking about the 76ers and the Nets as well, EFAC. Ronaldo coming back to training with bodyguards like he's a president. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. Your hat Flawless, love it. Yeah, man, big up, man. Man, I had to get this book. I just made myself years ago. Canada Devil says big up to Canada Devil. BT says big up Flawless, big up to you. But yeah, where was I at? The Spurs game. I'm not sure in terms of injuries, because I do believe, obviously, Ronaldo's been mentioned by Keenan, so Ronaldo's back. I've seen a picture of Cavani training, so it seems everybody's fit. I'm not sure about Varane, not sure about Luke Shaw, but mine is those 2. I can't think of anybody else that is missing. And those 2 were COVID cases. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be very, very interesting to see. I might even open up the lines today and do a phone-in show. I'm not going to lie. I might do that. But in regards to it, the game on the weekend, Spurs, I'm not worried. I am not concerned whatsoever about Spurs. I'm not. Good manager, very good manager, yes. Manager who's better than ours, yes also. Concerned about the rest of their team? No, because we've seen Spurs lose countless games. Yes, they beat Manchester City. But let me run back through their fixtures. Hold up. So yeah, they beat Everton 5-0. Lampard tax. They also beat Leeds 4-0. Bielsa tax. But losing to Middlesbrough with a pretty much full strength team. Lost to Burnley, where Conte actually absolutely cracked up. Lost at home to Wolves, and lost late to Southampton as well. And that's why Spurs don't worry me. Like, Spurs will never be a concern to me whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And how did I diss Bielsa? He got sacked because he wasn't good enough. Conceded 60 goals by March. Right? It's not a diss, that's just facts. The table tells you that. But where else are you at anyway? Yes, in regards to Spurs. Yes, they have Kane. Yes, they have Son. Yes, they have a very good manager. Can't pronounce his name. Is it Beneco? You know what I'm saying? I was about to call him Benadryl. You know what I'm saying? That's bad disrespectful. Let me get his name. Kulusevski. That's it. And then there's the other guy who's playing midfield as well. But I can't remember his name. Yeah, Beneco. Yeah, I was right. See, I should have trust myself. So you got Kulusevski. You got Beneco as well. See that? My man's just butchering names. This is what I do. But I just don't fear Spurs. Like, and the fact that Conte's been in meltdown on numerous occasions and no one mentions it, it's just like, that was Ten Hag. If that was Ralph doing that, there'd be uproar about that. It'd be massive news. And bear in mind, he's only the interim manager, so he's not here for a long stint. Yeah, man, I don't worry about only. Or is it Varane shot out with COVID? All right, that's a hit. Varane being out is a hit, without question. Varane being out is a hit. However, I still think we have more than enough to deal with Spurs. Whether it's no matter who plays, whether it's Ronaldo, Cavani, Alanga, Sancho, Pogba, Bruno. Yeah, Beneco. That's who I mean. I have full faith in this team to get past Spurs. I just don't rate Spurs highly. And the Southampton game, the Middlesbrough game showed that, yes, they can turn it on again because they have quality in the final third with Kane and Son. And when you have those two, you definitely have a chance in every game. Yes, it's at Old Trafford. Yes, it is, because we beat them, remember, 3-0 at their place. And then Nuno got sacked. So when Ronaldo scored, I think he scored a volley. I think Cavani scored, and I can't remember who scored as well. But we played very well. Played extremely well. Sorry about it, Yardy people. You already know. But yeah, what are you lot telling me? You know what I'm saying? What are you lot telling Manchester United fans in particular? Are you confident? Am I too confident going into this game? Because I don't fear Spurs. Yes, Spurs don't fear us. But I have no... Yeah, in this game, I've watched Spurs play quite frequently. Obviously, I watched them against Middlesbrough. I watched them in the extra time. I watched them play against Manchester City. And I'm like, I don't. And more so what I've been watching is Conte. That's what I've been watching. Them Conte press conferences and how he looked after Burnley was very telling. It's a manager who gave up on his players. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a manager who gave up on his players, like, completely. Like, at that point. And yes, they've turned it around, and yes, they've got wins, but I don't go away. The fact that he said before that the level of Tottenham is not that high. Ralph said that. That's all we'd be hearing about in the build-up. But Conte said it, and nobody's saying anything. Conte even turned around and said that maybe I'm just not that good. And we just let that slide. For whatever reason, we just let that slide. Don't understand it. Don't get it whatsoever. Makes no sense. Yeah, we went out Sakiko. Yeah, you're right. EFAC says, I fear their counter-attack. So do I to an extent, of course. When you have Kane, Son, you have to be wary. Them two trouble me. Them two, of course, concern me because they're two quality players. But we have quality players in attacking areas too. And their defense isn't good either. Like, I don't get why. And Spurs, yeah, they beat us last time during the whole COVID season. But that was under Oli, and that don't count. Like, when people say, oh, Oli tax on your thing, that's a prime example. Spurs will never win 6-1 at Old Trafford again. It will never happen. Guaranteed, never ever happen again. They might win on the weekend. I'm not saying they won't win. They could win, come and win 2-1 or something like that. But it'll never be 6-1 in that fashion. That's how hefty Oli tax is, but we moved. I'm more worried about Maguire than Son and Kane. Yeah, kind of devil, I agree. It's more so on our deficiencies rather than how good they are. That's what concerns me. That's why I think we need to attack them, because they're the same as us in terms of their attack is better than their defense. 110%. I think Spurs fans would agree with me on that. Kane, Son, like, definitely better than Dyer and who else they got out the back? Who else they've been playing up? Let me check. Actually played, yeah, and Romero and Ben Davies and Sessegnon and Emerson Royale and all of these players. Like 110%. And so I just not concerned, or do I fear Spurs? No. Especially it being at Old Trafford, packed out, and we owe these, man. After what happened last time, we owe these lot. And I'm just always confident against Spurs. You know why? Because it's Spurs. Maguire should have started EFAC, but who does he play? I'd rather see Bailly Lindelof. I would personally rather see Bailly and Lindelof. Will we see Bailly and Lindelof? I'm not sure. If United press the whole, well, I'm not sure. I know we won't. If United press the whole game, then I think they would win comfortable. You know we can't press the whole game. Do we win? We should still win though, because we're a better team. I'm convinced we're a better side. They have a better manager. We are a better team. I'm sorry. Our defense ain't the greatest, but our defense is better than theirs. Obviously, if you take Varane out of it, that sways it more. That makes it much more even. Midfields are both. Because I rated Højbjerg. I did rate Højbjerg. Varane's got COVID, EFAC. But I've seen Spurs fans complaining about him. Then you've got Skip, who's technically sound. You've got Winks. Obviously, they got rid of Ndombele. You've got Benaker, who's new. I'm saying, I'm going to stop butchering his name. What's his first name, man? It's got to be easier to pronounce. I'm going to just call him Rodrigo, man. So they got Rodrigo in the midfield. Obviously, he's new, so that could change it and swing it in their favor. And then attack, yeah, they have Kane, Son, but we have great attackers too. We got Pogba, we got Sancho. We have two shining lights, and then backing that up, we do have Elanga. We do have Bruno. We do have a Cavani. Yes, people don't like him, but Cavani can score in these type of games. And we have Ronaldo. Let's not forget that either. But they have their players backing it up, the likes of Mora. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. But when I'm saying I think it's a draw, I can only see a win, and we have to win. It's must win. These two next games for Manchester United are must win games. We can't afford not to win. We have to win. A draw is no good in either of them. Because a draw in the game against Spurs, Spurs are in a better position in the league, and it also hands more initiative to Arsenal. And then a draw against Atletico Madrid means penalties, and I'm not trying to see that. I'm not trying to have my heart go through penalties on a watch-along. Not in the slightest. I don't need that drama and whatsoever. Now, Alex J, I would say Bruno, Cavani, and Ronaldo not necessarily positives. I think they are, because they can still go scoring games. Like, they make, you not know me for regulars here. Those three there, I don't rate highly, but can they still impact games like this? Absolutely. Cavani scored against these lot in the reverse fixture, as did Ronaldo. Ronaldo is still capable of scoring in games. Like, he's not total. Is he out of form? Yes. But it doesn't mean he can't score. Same with Cavani. Just because we don't like how he's acted off the pitch doesn't take away from his ability to impact this game. Same with Bruno. I'm not a fan of Bruno. However, he can still impact a game at home to Spurs. Absolutely. He can still do something that helps us win the game. Kind of Devil says, should play Pogba on the left and Sancho on the right. No. I'd keep Sancho on the left, and then you play Pogba, and you give Pogba a free roll. That's what I would do. Give Pogba a free roll, 110%. That's exactly what you do. And just have two DMs or two midfielders behind him doing the defensive work. I don't want to see Pogba doing defensive work. Not in the slightest. I don't. Where else we are? What you lot saying in the chat? Chelsea playing in a Sports Direct kit tonight. What do you mean they're playing in Sports Direct kit? What, did they forget their kits or something? Their possession, though. Are you talking about the City thing? Is that what you're talking about, Alex J? City can do that to anyone. Never mind us. City are capable. They're on a whole different planet to us. So I don't really look into that. And I'll get further. Because obviously I had Ivorian, I had Eddie, I had Danny on the show previously. So I'll get further into and give more recap on the City game. Sancho better off the left. Yeah, you could argue that. Sancho off the left, you play Pogba in the free role, Elanga from the right, and then it's probably Ronaldo up front. Do you play Cavani? It's between Ronaldo and Cavani. There isn't too much difference, to be honest. I just don't want to see Rashford. So this is a game where we should have more possession of the ball, and that suits Ronaldo, that suits Cavani. I'd go 2-8s. I'd play I'd play Pogba and Bruno. They'd be the two I'd play. I'd fully go with them. Oh, Free have suspended their shirt sponsor with Chelsea. Mad. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, get the likes up as well. Get the likes up as well, people, man. We ain't even in double-figure likes. And share this across all the socials, man. Let's get more people in here. Mods, please get everybody on it. Thank you. Please. Sorry, trying to get this comment up. Tiny J says, I think Varane and Bailly would be a sick partnership if they could stay fully fit. What do you think, bro? Absolutely, I agree. I've said this from when Varane landed. Bailly is the perfect profile of centre-back. the perfect profile of centre-back to play next to Varane. Varane had done his best work when he was next to Sergio Ramos, who is aggressive, who does all the shithousery, does all that scumbag behavior. Like, that's what you need next to him, all the dark arts. And then Varane can just sweep up. And I'm not saying Bailly is of the level of Ramos. He's not the level of prime Ramos. I'm just talking about in terms of style and profile. And this is what we talk about a lot with Manchester United in terms of getting a profile of player. Like, you can identify a City player, you can identify a Liverpool player. That is the type of centre-back I believe Varane needs. This is why I would love to see Varane Bailly. However, I don't think we'll see it because of Bailly's injury record. Matisse said it yesterday. Availability is an ability. Because if you're not available 90% of the time, or even 50% of the time, what use are you to your club? You are no use to your club whatsoever if you're available 50% of the time. I need you available most of the time. And this is why, with Rudiger leaving Chelsea, I would take Rudiger in a heartbeat at Manchester United, because he is also that same profile. He is Ramos, Bailly, and Rudiger are all the same profile of defender in terms of the way they play. And that suits Varane. I would take Rudiger on a free. People are like, you would? What? You would? People are like, I wouldn't like to see Rudiger. Why would you not like to see Rudiger? Why not? He fits perfectly. And he's Premier League. He's on a free, number one. Number two, he can afford to pay his wages. And he's Premier League proven. So he's here. And I'm not sure how old he is, but he's either going into his prime years or in his prime years. And he adds a little bit of steel that Manchester United need as well. And he's better than the centre-backs we have. He's a vast improvement on Maguire and Lindelof. Vast improvement. He's much better than those two. And he walks into our first 11. And he's good enough on the ball if you want to play out from the back. And him and Varane, to me, works. And if you want to play a high line, Varane's quick. You've now got Rudiger who can shift as well. So I would fully take Rudiger on a free. So, but I'd love to see Bailly Varane partnership to answer your question. The reason why I wouldn't do Pogba and Mata as 2/8s is because Mata ain't got the legs. If Mata's going to play, we play him as a 10. You play 4-2-3-1 and he plays as a 10. You don't play him as an 8. You don't play him out wide on the right. You don't play him out wide on the left. You play him as a 10. And Mata's good enough still technically to play as a 10. So I'm with it. But Mata as an 8, no, and they'll probably leave in the summer. I believe, we ruined him. We really did. Big up to Dan, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Big up to you. Obviously, Wolves play Watford later on today, and that will be going down on the Against the Run of Play _ on Twitch. Against the Run of Play. I'll be over there. Other residents of Sarcasm City will be over there. Peter, Cams, Jez, Surfer, and we'll probably run pro clubs over there as well. Watford's Top Yellows. Love to my queen Mimi every single time. Ali J says Rudiger better than most of our defenders. Oh, facts. If he comes in, he's number 2. He's number 2. 110% he's number 2. 110%. Yeah, I agree with you, bro. I can't stand seeing Maguire. Yeah, facts. 100%. Mata over Bruno. I am in agreement with you, EFAC, but I don't want either of them. I don't want to see Bruno. I'm in agreement with you, but I don't want to see Mata in the 8 because that's a misuse of Mata. If you are going to play Mata, you have to play him as a 10. That's how you get the best out of him. Mata shouldn't be tracking back. You shouldn't be doing central midfield work. Play him as a 10 in between, behind the opposition's midfield and in front of their defense, and he can thread passes because he's technically still got it. Mata is still technically sound. He could be playing at 45 and not lose that. He was never the quickest anyway, but he's more than good enough to play and impact games. But that was always my thing with Mata. Why are we playing him out wide? Nonsense. It's a great opportunity for United to get top 4 if Chelsea do lose. 9 points, or no matter what happened with Chelsea issue, United will still finish above Arsenal. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for United to get top 4. I agree with that without question. Chelsea ain't losing 9 points. They're still the top 3 is the top 3. Arsenal, United, West Ham, Wolves, Spurs are all chasing that 4th spot. All chasing that 4th spot. 110%. Chelsea got nothing to worry about. What, they play Norwich today? They're gonna beat Norwich. They're gonna beat Norwich. Brian says Mata would do very well as an 8 in a possession-based team, but not in the Prem. Mata would ball at Ajax. I hear that. It makes more sense at Ajax, where the league, I'm guessing the Dutch league is a little bit slower. I could be wrong there. But him just playing as a 10, he's a number 10 and has been. But again, that's just Manchester United's mismanagement of him. You man always dissing Maguire's big edge, What's wrong with you, lot? You lot crazy. Oh, what here? I haven't. What kind of? We move. Yo, run the likes up as well. Run the shares up. More people have just joined. Run all of that up, please. Run all of that up, mods. Get everyone liking and subscribing. I know we got mods in the building, so I'll be on that in the chat. I need mods on that expeditiously at the start of every live stream and in the middle of every live stream as well. I need mods on that, please. Thank you very much. So how many likes are we actually on? See, we're over 20 of you lot in here, and we even got 20 likes. And we're approaching 30. And we need to get them likes up. Black Diamond, big up to you. Says double standards. The Glazers funded Trump, who in turn helped Saudi bomb Yemen. No condemnation. However, the info link in Roman and Usamov. I can't talk today. Usamov to ownership of. Yo, Black Diamond, you gotta help me out when you writing. Like, come on, fam, help me out. I'm not the brightest, fam. Come on, Black Diamond. Bring Dalot back, I beg. Yes, Dalot should be playing, and I don't know why he's been dropped. Don't know if he started training poorly. Don't know if he got an injury. I don't know if him and Ralph fell out, but he was playing well. And I've been a big fan of Dalot. And I said that all he needed was a run of games. He got the run of games. He was good. I understand him not starting against Manchester City. Even though it went wrong, I understand the thought process because you're going to be without the ball. You are 110% going to be without the ball most of the time. So I understand why he plays Wan-Bissaka. I wait to Atletico Madrid. I understand. Bear in mind, Lindelof was probably our best player. Lindelof was probably our best player, so it makes sense as to why he didn't start him. But other game, like Watford at home, Dalot should be starting. He's 90% of teams, he should be starting, without question. Big up Flawless, you think we'll make it past Atletico at home? Yes, I do. Again, I'm confident going into these two games. Weirdly, because it's very rare I'm confident of Manchester United wins against good opposition. The opposition who are of a certain level, and Spurs are not a bad team. Atletico Madrid are not a bad team. Not great, but not bad. And if Spurs beat us, would I be surprised? No. If Atletico Madrid knock us out, would I be surprised? No, because I know what our team is. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Manchester United go as far as numbers 19, 6, and 25. Simple as that. And we see number 19 missing and we conceded 4. Just saying. Not saying we win the game if number 19 plays. And I'm just pointing out the fact that when you take him out, our defense looks much worse and we concede much more goals. I see number 6 and number 25 link up for the goal against Manchester City. Numbers 19, 6, and 25 all played poorly away at Atletico Madrid, and that was one of our worst performances. That's not a secret because they are our carriers. They will take us as far as we go in terms of this top 4 race and in terms of the Champions League. Do I still believe we finished top 4 race on those 3? Can we go far into the Champions League? With a favourable draw, yes. Because do I believe we get past Atletico Madrid? Yes. If we get a Villarreal, Juve, Ajax, Benfica winner, do I believe we can get past them? Also, yes. Then you're in a semi-final. Then you are literally 3 games away from winning the competition. Again, pump the brakes, people, though. I'm not saying we win the Champions League. I'm just pointing that out. Because Manchester United, I'm looking at Manchester United to try and go deep into the Champions League because that experience is invaluable for these players. Because next time around, the players might be better equipped to deal with that situation if they're here. So I'm talking the likes of, obviously, Ronaldo and Cavani and players like that, Varane experience. But I'm talking your younger players, Fran Alanga, for instance. Alanga being in the Champions League knockout tie away to Atletico Madrid helps him massively. So next time we're in this position, he knows, right, I impacted the game last time. I can do it again. That type of experience is invaluable. A lot of our players haven't played Champions League deep into the last stages. So this is why I've said getting to the knockout round is a big thing. Getting through this tie and getting to the quarterfinal would be massive. Being in the semi-final would be massive. That pressure is different. Both legs, whether you're at home first or you're at home in the second leg, different. Like Alanga would scoring that goal against Atletico Madrid. I can impact games. I can impact this second leg. That's invaluable. Like I said, not Ronaldo, not Cavani, not your Matic's, not your Varanes, but I'm talking other players. Like De Gea's not been here in a minute. New for Dalot. The likes, I'm not sure what Tellers did. I'm not sure, but I don't think where at his previous club he went deep into the Champions League. The likes of even players we don't like Lindelof, Maguire. This is imperative for them because if Maguire's never done it, Lindelof might have done it at Benfica, but I don't remember Benfica being in the quarters or semi. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Same for Fred, same for McTominay, same for Rashford. I've already mentioned Alanga. Sancho's been here before, I believe, with Dortmund, like knockout rounds. But even that helps. It can't hurt. That experience can't hurt them. Oh, seeing, yeah. I'm not even talking about all war stuff. I hear what you lot are saying, though. This is truly a brilliant channel with balanced opinions and stimulating thoughts, provoking topics. Show your support by liking and sharing the stream. So if you're new, yes, please do that. Let me try and find it. Oh, what? Here, what is going on? There we go. Sorry, people. Had to go get my water. Here we are. Here we are. Big up to Malcolm, says big up to ManDem. Alec J says, think Martial will come back. We miss his hold-up play and link-up play, in my opinion. It's all on the next manager, Alec. Because the next manager, say it's Poch, Ten Hag, whoever you want it to be for me to answer this question, might come back and say, Martial's my guy. I want him to play as my centre forward. That's my first choice 9. Or he's my first choice left winger, and I'm going to move Sancho to the right. However, the new manager might come in and go, Martial is not a part of my plans. Or Martial might be like, I don't like the look of this new manager. I want to leave. Sell me. So there's so many variables. Would I love Martial to come back? Absolutely. I've said this. The thoughts of Sancho on the left, Martial up front, and then say a Rafinha on the right, I'm with. You know what I'm saying? And that. All right, okay, can you lot cut the talk about war and all? That's not what we're here for, please. So please cut all that talk in it. Obviously, it's an open space. But cut all that talk. That's not what we are here for, people. This ain't a politics show. That's not what we're here for. Not here to talk about that. But do we miss up? But yeah, of course we miss his hold-up play and link-up play. If you give him all these chances that we've been creating since Ralph landed, he's bagging loads of goals, 110%. Martial is still more than good enough to play for Manchester United. But it depends on if the new manager wants him and if he wants to be here. And we don't even know who the new manager is going to be. But I would personally want to see him back. Yes, I didn't want him to leave. Big up to Raquel. Says Martial on the bench for Sevilla now. I don't know if he's fully fit, but I want him back. I don't believe he's fully fit because obviously he just come back from injury. But they play West Ham. And that's kicked off, hasn't it? Was it not a 5:45 kickoff? Please let me know. And let me know if Martial does get on the pitch as well. Flawless Olechino ball was in full effect last night. Nah, that isn't on Poch. Let's get into this. That wasn't on Poch whatsoever. They played well in the first leg. Missed the penalty. Di Maria missed the sitter. There should have been more than 1-0 up. In the second leg, they scored a goal. The game plan was fine in the first half, and they were cruising. Even people like, oh, the second half was bad. No, 20 minutes of the second half was bad. Donnarumma, that's not on Poch. That isn't on Poch, that Donnarumma mistake. Verratti giving the ball away from kickoff is not on Poch. Marquinhos with the poor clearance, that's not on Poch. Maybe you could say, all right, he changes the system and he did bring on Adricia to try and address that. That's on the players. Nah, it wasn't on Poch, fam. You just don't like Poch, Black Diamond. That wasn't on him. That was not on Poch. How is that? Please explain to me how that Donnarumma mistake is on Poch. Somebody. You know what I'm saying? And EFAC, you can say you don't want Poch. That's not what I'm talking about. We'll address that shortly. I'm talking specifically about that game yesterday. How is that on Poch? Please, I want to know. So how come when it comes to Manchester United and we look at the mistakes certain man made against City in the derby, how come that's not on them? How come we're not blaming Ralph for the Elanga mistake, the Lindelof mistake, and the Maguire mistake? Why is that not on Ralph? Them mistakes Manchester United made in the derby for that second goal are equally as bad as the PSG mistakes. But we want to blame the players when it's Manchester United. But when players make bad mistakes for PSG, it's on Poch. Please explain. We ain't running this is not what we do. We ain't running agendas. No. See, this is incorrect as well. It says Poch's tactics second half are ultra pragmatic, totally inept to adapt into the game circumstances. His frailties are obvious. After conceding the first goal, he should have brought on who's that? Who's Dimas? Who are you talking about? Nah, but that's on him. When did he bring on Adricia? I can't remember when he brought on Adricia. And the second half, that's a lie being ultra pragmatic because the second half tactics were like the first half tactics. And they worked. Bear in mind, Mbappe should have scored again in the second leg as well. And I'm a big fan of Mbappe, but he has to back that. Before he scored, he had a very good chance. He wasn't pragmatic. He was hitting them He was hitting him on the break. So it worked in the first half. So that's incorrect. The tactics were the same. No. So what's all right then, Malcolm? So what's the difference between the first half and the second half? What's the difference? There was no difference. Donnarumma made the mistake. Yeah, man, Idrissia. That's what man calls him. Because I can't, like when I pronounce his surname, it sounds wild, innit? Right, what's his name? You lot got me tripping. You don't know how Paul Merson-ish anyway. Regulars know that. It's no disrespect. I can't pronounce his second name. It sounds wild out of context. That's all it is. Idrissa. Stand corrected. I stand corrected. But yeah, my point is he didn't set them up defensively in the second half. They played the exact same night they did at halftime. Nobody was talking about the tactics being wrong. No, they were pragmatic, but it worked in the first half. My point is at halftime, nobody was talking about there being too defensive. So again, somebody please answer the question. How is Poch at fault for Donnarumma's mistake? Are you sure? I don't know about that. Nah, his surname, yes, I can pronounce. It just sounds wild out of context. I'm going to just call him Idrissa. You know what I'm saying? Because I call him Idrissa. But yeah, man, my G, call him Idrissa. Well, how is he at fault for the Donnarumma mistake? Yes, you could argue he maybe should turn it out. He maybe should, I do agree with that. He's not blameless, but is he most at fault? No. Most at fault? No. Whatsoever. But it worked though, Black Diamond. Whether you said it at halftime or not, the tactics worked. What did Real Madrid create in the first half? Before the goal, what did he create in the second half? Please answer them questions. Is he blameless? No, but is he most at fault? Absolutely not. That's on Donnarumma. Otherwise, why are we not blaming Ralph for Maguire's mistakes? Why are we not blaming Ralph for the Lindelof mistake? Why are we not blaming Ralph for the Elanga mistake? Why are we not blaming him for Rashford and Lingard not pressing? Why are we not blaming him for McTominay? Why? Like, I don't understand. We can't have one rule for one and one rule for other. You got to be same across the board. Like, this is not what we're doing. This is not what we're doing. No. That's not the answer to the question, Black Diamond. What did they create? What did Real Madrid create before that goal happened, which swung the momentum in their favor? The tactics were fine. The tactics were working. Yes, the mental breakdown for PSG players, which we've seen happen under previous managers. We've seen it happen under now Poch. We've seen it happen under Tuchel. We've seen it happen under Laurent Blanc. And we've seen it happen under, there's another manager as well. There's another manager I forgot. But there's 4 managers this has now happened under. But we're going to blame Poch. Like, no. You can say you don't want him at Manchester United. That's cool. But again, how is he at fault for yesterday? You know what I'm saying in that? Nah, again, this is incorrect. Verratti was bossing the game. And then Modric second bossed the game. And he can do that. Unai Emery, that's the one. Thank you, Malcolm. The key to Poch's tactics was Verratti controlling the midfield once they lost that. No, once Donnarumma did what he did, he crumbled. Real Madrid didn't create anything before the goal. But people just don't like Poch, so they're going to run agendas. Because no one can't tell me a clear-cut chance they created. The tactics worked. They should have been 2-0 up anyway. Like, this is not what we're doing. I've already said this. The momentum swung and he didn't react. I did say he's partly at fault, Bainesy. Just rewind back like 2-3 minutes ago. I said he's not blameless. But is he most at fault? Absolutely not. And he tried to change it because he brought on Idrissa. He tried to change it. I think he brought on Idrissa. Was it at 2-1? It was either at 1-1 or 2-1. I need to double check that. Like, this is not what we're doing in that. Like, you might want to blame, when it's Manchester United and it's players you don't like, we blame the players. But when it's a manager you don't like, we blame the manager. Like, no, he's not mostly at fault. Is he to blame? Absolutely. Is he mostly to blame? No, that's on Donnarumma. That's on Verratti. That's on Marquinhos. That's on Hakimi. That's on all of them players there. That's on Messi. That's on Mbappe. That's on Neymar. Like, you can point to who you think's at blame more, but that's on the players. You should see that out because they were comfortable. And Donnarumma made a stupid mistake and the momentum swung in Real Madrid's favor. Giving the ball away from kickoff, that's not on the manager. That's on a quality player in Verratti. Because let that had been McTominay who had did that. You lot won't be in the chat blaming Ralph, you'd be blaming McTominay. If Manchester United were in that situation and Maguire did what Marquinhos did, and McTominay did what Verratti did, we're not talking about Ralph. We're not talking about Ralph. But hey, agenda's going agenda, innit? Call a spade a spade. What's your comment? Yeah, seeing this, I blame Poch because he didn't influence his team mentally after his first goal conceded. He did because he made changes. He made a change. There isn't really much you can do after that. If someone gives it away from kickoff, that's not on the manager. Because again, if that's McTominay, we're talking about McTominay. But because it's Verratti, people don't want to talk about it. That's on Verratti. Head was gone. As soon as Donnarumma scored that, as soon as Donnarumma made that mistake, the whole team got shaky. A whole team got shaky. Their heads was gone as soon as that happened. And we've seen these, not the same group of players, but we've seen this club do this 3 different times now. This is the 4th time this has happened. Like the same way we call Spurs and we call it Spursy. Like, I'm not hearing this, man. Like, no. Like, Poch ain't even top of my list. I've said this already. He wouldn't make top 2 on my list. Will I still take him at Manchester United? Yes, as long as there's a plan. But is he top 2? No. But I'm not blaming him mostly for yesterday. No, that's on the players. And you lot know that. But because you lot don't like Poch, you're gonna do what you're going to do, innit? Nah, you don't like Poch. You are very balanced. You are very... This is why me and you get on very well. We both like him. I don't have agendas. We may disagree on topics, but I don't run agenda. This is an agenda because if McTominay gives the ball away from a kickoff, you're talking about McTominay. You haven't mentioned Verratti once, Black Diamond. You've not blamed Verratti once. Let that be McTominay. Let Maguire do what Marquinhos does. You've not mentioned Marquinhos once. This is my point. Because you don't like, you're talking about, if that, no, like, that's not what we're doing. Cool, you could argue that Paredes wasn't good anyway. Well, you could argue that, cool. Messi, Neymar maybe should have come off. But my point is, that's not where the tie was won and lost. If you give the ball away from kickoff, that's on that player. Because again, I'm going to keep repeating this. If that's Scott McTominay, that's all we are talking about. If Maguire does what Marquinhos does, that's all we're talking about. No one blamed Ralph for the second goal we conceded against Manchester City because that's not his fault. Nobody blamed him for that goal. See, Laban says, and this is a different conversation, which we'll get into. He says, Poch is a loser. He's not good enough to win any major trophies as a Tottenham level manager. We'll see about that because he'll win trophies at PSG, but we move. So was it at 1-1? He made the change. Paredes nearly got sent off. Yeah, the players' head went. Players' heads went. Finished. Again, but agenda's going agenda. Where else we at? Wait, Flawless, as a percentage, how much is on the players? With that, like 90%. That's mostly on the players. 90%. What I'm saying. All right, I stand corrected, Black Diamond. Maybe you do like Poch. I stand corrected. I'm incorrect. I'm wrong on that. What I'm saying is I don't get why you're blaming Poch more than the players. Because if McTominay gave the ball away from kickoff, that's all we're talking about. We're not talking about Ralph. So Poch made the changes at 2-1. And then the third goal was Verratti giving it away from kickoff, correct? You lot correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Paredes was good yesterday. I don't think he was. But yeah, percentage-wise, yeah, it's like 90% on the players. Because even at 2-1, you're still in the game. You're still in the tie. You just have to regroup, see this out. I said this on the Q&A when we was talking yesterday. Anyone who's played football at any level, so whether it's professional football at the highest level, Saturday league, Sunday league, like myself, the manager or certain players will go, we're under the cosh here, seeing this out. You'll hear me say this on pro clubs. I've said it on pro clubs countless times. Peter will vouch for that. Surfer will vouch for that. Monts, whoever I've played with on pro clubs where I go, we're under the cosh here, let's see this out. Let's just see this out and ride the wave. And that's what you have to do. And they can't ride the wave. They're incapable of riding the wave. And yeah, I don't get where it came from that Ancelotti was finished. We've seen his changes yesterday, changed the game. Ancelotti's still a top quality manager. Carlo actually doing a good job he seems to be doing a good job. He changed it around 100%. We go. If PSG had the hair, they would have won that. Not necessarily. Yes, they did. This is true. Real Madrid smelt blood after that Donnarumma mistake. Absolutely. And the Real Madrid, they just crumbled completely. And they're experienced players. Again, shout out to my guy Peter. He went through it on the Q&A. Donnarumma, extremely experienced. Hakimi is experienced. Marquinhos is experienced. He's played for PSG. He's won international tournaments. Kimpembe, the same. Verratti just won the Euros and is a very experienced player. Messi goes without saying. Neymar goes without saying. Mbappe goes without saying. You have ample, you can't even say it's a lack of experience because the experience is there. These are players who have won multiple trophies, some of them at international level as well. So, yeah. Poch sympathize a new top red. You're changing flawless. I see you, my G, but I can adapt. I ain't a Poch sympathize. Who do you think's most at fault? That's what I want to know. And again, I don't want Poch. I've said this. But you haven't mentioned Verratti or Marquinhos once. Well, if Verratti was McTominay and Marquinhos was Maguire, that's all you're talking about, Black Diamond. And you know I'm right. You know I'm right. 110%. And you lot in the chat know I'm 110% right. Well, because it's Verratti and Marquinhos now, let's stick it on Poch. If Manchester United were in that situation and then mistakes happened, we're not talking about Ralph. Yeah, not talking about Ralph. He's an afterthought. Poch is the first. No, that's on the place. Because nobody can tell me what Real Madrid created before that goal happened. Hey, Donna Kebab slap, don't do that. Ancelotti has gotten the best out of Vinicius Jr. when everyone thought he was finished. Mended the partnership between Vinicius and Benzema, brought harmony to the dressing room. Quality manager, he is. Most of the players that play for PSG are the same players that balled a 3-1 lead against United. C team, they are serial ballers. Who was there? I know Messi was there. I know Mbappe was there. Neymar was there. Verratti was there. Kimpembe was there because he gave away the penalty. He was handballing him. Marquinhos was there. There was no Donnarumma wasn't there. The two fullbacks weren't there either. I'm not sure about the two midfielders either. That's a funny pause, and that's a funny pause. It's not on Poch, man. It's not on Poch. The fact that you blame that most on Poch is crazy to me. So we just gonna ignore what Verratti did and ignore what Marquinhos did, yeah? And Donnarumma. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? See, this is fair. Was Paredes there as well, Brian? Yeah, so it's like multiple players was there. So it's within this group of players. Oh, Neymar didn't play. Ah, you're right. Okay, fair enough. Poch could have made changes earlier. Didn't really affect the game. That's a fair point from the touchline, but that loss wasn't on him. PSG's defense literally imploded. Facts. That's it. Like, is he blameless? No. Is he mostly at fault? Absolutely not. You crazy to think you just don't want him at Manchester United if you're saying that. That's all that is. There's no way. Black Diamond, you said you don't want him at United. He's not my first choice, but I take him. You're saying you don't want him at all. That's where that is. Not a prayer. Let McTominay give the ball away from the halfway line in a round of 16 game. From kickoff. When we just conceded 2 goals and it's 2-2 on aggregate. He's still trending now. It's get McTominay out of the club. Not one person in the chat has mentioned Verratti. Not one person in the chat has mentioned Marquinhos. Only person on the stream, including the chat, that has mentioned those 2 names is me. Not one person. And we've been talking about this for the last 20 minutes. But when Manchester United players make mistakes, them players get mentioned. Maguire's already been mentioned. Like earlier on. This is my point. If they didn't continue to tactically sit so deep, it would have changed the game, bro. The tactics was working. The tactics weren't the problem. Keep saying this. What Black Diamond? What before the goal? What did they create? They were comfortable. Donnarumma's mistake changed the game. That's on Donnarumma. Now we can say Poch didn't react quick enough. Cool, but that's still on Donnarumma. Because if De Gea makes that mistake, we are criticizing De Gea heavily. We've criticized De Gea in the past. But because it's Donnarumma, not one person has mentioned Donnarumma. Actually, a couple people have. I tell a lie. Few people have mentioned Donnarumma. But I was the first to. The first thing coming out, all I seen in the chat was Poch. That's fair. If you say 20%, that's cool. That's still 80% on the players. I said 10, but 20% is cool. Yeah, Verratti wasn't good in the second half. I get what you're saying. He was the best in the first half, and he wasn't good in the second half. I said Verratti lost control at the midfield in the second half, and his drop-off was key. You did say that. I stand corrected. You did say that. You did say that. Nah, he did. I agreed with that in terms of, yeah, he lost control, but still. But, yo, before the goal, let me see when this goal was. Hold up. Let me see when they actually scored. You check this out. But he scored in the 61st minute. So for 15 minutes, they were fine. For the 45 minutes before that, so for an hour of this football match, they were fine. I think Matisse said this. PSG were the better side for the majority of these two legs. The entire first leg, they were fine, 90 minutes, 1-0. Should have been further ahead. Absolutely should have been further ahead. Messi missed the penalty. Di Maria also missed the sitter. Even in the second leg, Mbappe missed a good chance, a very good chance before, and that's free. I can't put that on him. He set up the team exactly how you should set them up. They just didn't do what they were supposed to do. Hold up. Let me see the changes. And see when he brought on a Idrissa. All right, hold up. I'm just having a look right here now, people, at the timeline. So, and big up to Ancelotti for the changes, because the changes worked. Camavinga for Cruz and Rodrigo for Asensio, because Asensio wasn't good. All right, let's see. So 61, Donnarumma got booked. So he made the change. So he did try and impact the game, because he made the change. He took off Paredes for Idrissa in the 71st minute. And then they conceded 5 minutes after that. So he's tried to switch it up. That's the correct change to do. But their heads were gone by this point. Heads were gone. And again, them goals was criminal. Them goals is criminal. Criminal. What was it? Bless me. The logical thing would be to get Ten Hag and allow him to implement his style. Not only the first team, but for the academy, but the Glazers being tight asses, they'll get poached on a free. I'd prefer Ten Hag. That's me. It is. So who do you think's most at blame, Bainesy? Because you're saying the correct change is taking off Messi, Neymar. You can argue that. Cool. Who do you think's most to blame? That's what I want to know. What's your percentage? Watch him say 50-50 or some bullshit, but we move. Agenda's going agenda. I think Real Madrid pressed PSG very well yesterday. Benzema even mentioned the importance of this after the game. Yeah. No, what percentage, Bainesy, I'm asking you? What percentage of the players to blame? It's not 60-40. See? No, it's not 60-40. They made 3 horrible errors. That isn't 60-40. Wait, was the Marquinhos one? The Marquinhos one was the third goal. I'm trying to think. I forgot. Which one was the one from kickoff? Yeah, Marquinhos was the third goal. Just having a look. And even the Modric one, bring him down. That's terrible. 70-30 is much fair. 70-30, yeah. Like, I'm not hearing more than 30% on the mileage. So that means the players were 70% to blame for that. 70. I think 80-20 is probably about right. 80-20, 90-10, 85-15 is around right. But if someone says 70-30, I'm not going to argue. So why are we talking about him? Yeah, we have to agree to disagree, Black Diamond. It's all love. 70-30. Oh, yeah. Benzema cold. Yes, Mbappe did mess up some big chances. People forget that part. And people also forget in the first leg where Messi missed the penalty and Di Maria missed the cell. They go there 2-0, whole different time. They should have went through. And if I'm PSG player, fan, I'm pissed. Yeah, 40% blame is weighted just because people don't like Poch. Because if United go out in this fashion, 40% of the blame is not going on Ralph. 40% of the blame is not going on to Ralph. We're probably putting 100% of the blame on Maguire. Like, let's keep it real. Some of you lot are. This is why I say keep the same energy. Players 70, managers 30. That's fair. Even though I disagree, that's fair. This is my point. People just want to run agendas. Not everybody, but some. Because if United, I keep saying this, if United are in that situation, we're having a whole different conversation. There's not no 40% or 50% going on to Ralph if this happens. If McTominay makes that move, because it's Verratti, we're not talking about it. Because it's Marquinhos, we're not talking about it. Because it's Donnarumma, we're not talking about it. Let Dean Henderson make that mistake. Let Fred make that mistake that Verratti made. Let Bailly or Phil Jones make that mistake Marquinhos made. Whole different conversation. Lindelof, you look like Lindelof, he probably would get away with it, to be honest. Because you lot like to, not all of you lot, but many people like to cover up his mistakes, and I don't know why. Like for the City derby when Foden flicks it over his head, nobody wants to talk about it. All right, EFAC, cool. Where else we at? Nah, you wouldn't have. No, I disagree. You would have not put 40%. Wait, what's your percentage, Black Diamond? What's your blame? Before we get into this. Yep, you have to be objective. You have to hold everyone accountable, including the manager when it's necessary. Managers have to be held accountable for their subs and team selections. And the team selection and tactics worked for an hour of this football match. And one mistake from the goalkeeper switched that. All that great work they did, undone. Because they got it right in the first leg. So we give the players and Poch credit. They got it right for an hour in the second leg, and then they crumbled. And he tried to switch it up, and the subs didn't work, but he tried to affect the game. He was proactive. They were 1-0. They were still in the lead. Well, the second goal with Modric running through is criminal. Bring him down. Bring him down. 110%. You have to. And then the third goal is the worst, because that's the Verratti and Marquinhos mistake in the same one. Jesus. Mad. It says it depends on what. Are you talking to me here? I don't know how to pronounce your name in it, so I just call you M, because I don't want to butcher your name, my guy. Well, I'm not sure if you're talking to me or someone else in the chat. Yeah, Poch did try and save them. He did try and save him, but there ain't nothing you can do. When players' heads are gone as a team, that wasn't one or two. That was everybody. Here are the players who made the mistakes. They're two of their better. I rate Marquinhos very highly. I rate Verratti very highly. They made vile mistakes for the third goal. Gone. Like, that's it. But yeah, real Zlatan, I agree. You have to be objective. Like, yeah, Marquinhos, that's just terrible. Panic. And that's from an experienced guy. This guy's won. I swear he's won. He's played. I don't know if he's played in World Cups. I swear he's won Copa America. He's been at PSG a long time. He's the captain. He's a quality centre back. And you do that. Where we at? Sometimes in the grounds, you can tell when your team is under pressure. We criticize Dunk for not making any tactical changes or changing formation. So Poch should hold at least 35% of the blame. I think 35% is too much. I think it's 30 max. And he tried to switch it up. He tried to, in terms of the change. Did the changes work? No. But again, the Donnarumma mistake, the Verratti mistake, the Marquinhos mistake. This is not what we're doing. This is not what we're doing. Flawless, would you say Ramos was in the squad? There would have been a better outcome. He's the guy they signed for this situation. He is 110% the guy they signed for this situation. Does he change that? Potentially, yes. If there's one player you want fit as a PSG fan and PSG manager, is Ramos. Because he would have just kicked someone up in the air and just broke up the play or something like that. Like, he would have brought down Modric on that run. Like, he would have done something to try and stop this, because he's a master of the dark arts type of thing. But him not being available has hurt him. Does he change it? Potentially. So I could definitely see a different outcome. That's a player you want in that situation. He's been there. Like, man's been there, especially being in the Bernabeu. He's seen Real Madrid attack other teams. So he'd be the perfect foil for it. So it would have been interesting if he was fit. But like I said earlier, availability is an ability. Big up, man. Appreciate it. I rate your opinions because you're not emotional with it. Love, and I rate your IQ too. I appreciate that. Same, man. We can all disagree, and we can agree to disagree and keep it moving. You get what I'm saying in that? But yeah, like, I just want the fair, and it hurts me because I rate the players we're talking about. Everyone knows I'm a massive fan of Verratti. But yo, Yeah, the thing is, I could imagine Ramos kicking Modric during that run. If he would have got out to him, obviously it's coming from midfield, but I'm saying he would have kicked Benzema. Like he would have done something. He would have went down faking cramp or faking an injury or something just to break the. Like I could see him doing that type of things. I could see it. What changes could have prevented those mistakes? I don't think there's anything Poch could have done, to be honest. The players were gone. There's nothing you can do. He could have went to a back three. He could have took off Messi or Neymar. There's nothing he could have done. The players were finished. That Donnarumma mistake rattled the whole entire team. But again, because people ain't played football or that's happened. That can happen. I've seen that happen previously, where one mistake or one incident has rattled a whole team. There's many times in the Fergie reign where United would be a goal down or 2-0 down, and one moment would change the game. So whether it was a individual brilliance from a Manchester United player, whether it was a mistake from the opposition, whether it was a refereeing decision. I've seen that happen. Like we're playing Spurs this weekend. I remember when we were 2-0 down to Spurs. That long ago, I think Modric was playing for Spurs at this point. Ronaldo was playing for United. So this is how long ago this was. And we were terrible. And I think the referee gave a penalty. And I think it was a dodgy penalty, but he gave a penalty. And that flipped the whole game. But when we scored that penalty, everybody knew United were going to win. Everybody knew United were going to win. As soon as that happened, this was years ago. Like I said, Ronaldo was playing for us. And that penalty happened, and you see, I remember watching the game, you see the tide turn. And people in the stadium know that. Like if you talk to a Saeed or Adam Matic or other regular match goers, they'll tell you like when momentum is with your team. And the entire momentum went to Real Madrid, and PSG crumbled. And we've seen them do this. This is the 4th time. And a lot of them players have been there, whether it's all 4 times or 3 out of them 4 times or 2 out of them 4 times. Yeah, Benzema a beast. Yeah, Rudy would have done it. He would have changed the games many a time. I'm just using that as an example. But you feel a tide turn, 100%. Ramos would have done. Ramos don't care, man. Ramos would have kicked him. Ramos is a serial winner. He would have kicked him. The same way he went to PSG and you see him hugging Messi and that. Like he's there to win. That's what he's there for. 100%. Yeah, they had serious momentum. There's nothing you can do as a manager. It's like in whether it's boxing or MMA. When your fighter gets buzzed by a 6 shot, sometimes there's nothing the trainer can do. You can give him all the advice in the world, but sometimes one shot can shift the momentum in the other fighter's favor, whether that's boxing or whether that's MMA. Sometimes you just have to give credit to the opposition. Give credit to Ancelotti, who is one of the best managers of all time. He's been managing at the highest level longer than some of you lot have been alive in the chat. I give credit. This guy was the manager of Juventus in '99 when United won it. When we came back from 3-2. Some of you lot ain't 22. Some of you lot are younger, like you like 22, 23. Like this guy won the Champions League in 2003. Some of you lot were babies in nappies at these points. So give credit to Ancelotti. Give credit to Karim Benzema. He's one of the best strikers in Europe. Give credit to Modric. Like we have to give credit to Akamavinga who came on. Like 110%. Yeah, Ramos has played 3 games for PSG. Yeah, that's shocking. Yo, man, make sure you lot hit the like button, people. Get the likes up. What else we got? So yeah, Ramos would have defo kicked him. But yeah, back switching lanes, because I'm sure we'll talk about this probably on the Q&A, to be honest. Probably talk about it on the we'll probably talk about it on the Q&A on Sunday. I'm sure it will pop back up during on ManDem United when we talk about Poch and Manchester United's potential next managers. Yeah, I agree, Abdi. History and experience came into it too. Yes, it did. 110%. Yeah. Valverde was good. Valverde did play well in the second half, but first half, it was all PSG. First half, it was all PSG. Like 110, like Real Madrid barely created anything. Benzema was bright because Benzema's always going to be bright. Well, that was it. They didn't create. It's not like Donnarumma was making mistake after mistake. It started with him. And then the whole team, nobody stood up. Nobody got it together. Yeah, wait, where we at? Yes, Ramos kicking Modric would be Thanos throwing Gamora off the cliff in Infinity War, and Thanos did that shit. He did that shit for that Infinity Stone, and Ramos would do that too. He would definitely throw Modric off the cliff for the Infinity Stone, which is the Champions League next round. Hypothetically, people. Hypothetically. Yep, pretty much so. Poch had them the better team for 150 minutes and they couldn't finish their dinner and then made one mistake and bottled it in 15 minutes. Can't blame Poch. Absolutely. Can't. Yeah, I just hope there's a plan. M says here, I hope Man United doesn't buy any more granddads for our squad and sign young players like Camavinga. Yeah, hopefully there's a plan. Like if you're going to sign an older player, make it make sense. He probably still would have joined Madrid, but should have gone all out for Camavinga. 27 million looking like a steal. I hear that. Top 3 players in the world right now? Not sure, Bainsy. Don't know. I'd have to have like a proper think about that. Because that's tough. Yeah, Real Madrid having the home advantage in the second leg was crucial. Yep. Yeah, man, like Mercedes-Benz with the hat-trick. Hey, Benzema going Benzema in it. But back, switching lanes, back to Manchester United people. Obviously, we play Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday. Play Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday, people. And big game in the top 4 race. I'm not sure who's fit and it's who not. What do you mean it's free play? See, this is why it's free players. Why do you need to think? Because I'm not you, Bainsy. I don't just throw out stuff there. I get asked the question. I think about it. I let it swirl around my head. And then I'm going to give you a thoughtful answer. Is Salah in my top 3? I don't know. I don't know if Salah's in my top 3. I have to have a think because there's someone I can forget. So I'll think about it and get back to you about it's only 3. And this is why you come out with dumb statements that you do about United winning quadruples. Because you just get gassed and blur out anything. But here we are. Make sure you go subscribe to Statman Baines' YouTube channel, people. But where else I at? Let's say Luke Shaw and Varane. Varane being out could be a hit. So we probably go De Gea and goal. Hopefully Delo is back. Then you got Tellez at left back because Shaw will be injured. It would be Maguire and Lindelof. The fullbacks I don't mind. Goalkeeper I don't mind. 2 centre-backs are an issue, especially up against Kane and Son. Midfield would be very interesting. Does he bring Matic back? Bear in mind we play in 2 days. Bear in mind, does he play? Because Matic is needed against Atletico. Matic is definitely needed against Atletico Madrid. So I don't know what he does. What I'd like to see. Yeah, Black Diamond, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Is Varane back? Are you sure? Based off of what? What have you heard, EFAC? What are your sources? Because you say some wild stuff. You say some wild stuff. Yeah, pretty much this chrono blogger, innit? I'm nice, innit? Because we're boys, I still call you out. Who does he play in midfield? It's a good question. I don't know. All right, the midfield I'd like to see against Atletico would be Mike, Fred, Pogba, but we ain't going to see that. But I do believe we see... I don't know. You lot let me know in the chat. What midfield do you think Ralph goes with against Spurs? Because I don't know. Does he go McTominay, Fred, Bruno? I don't know. Sancho plays from the left. Alanga probably plays from the right. Ronaldo probably plays up front. Does he go Pogba, Bruno, Fred? Or does he play McTominay? I'm lost. I don't know what Ralph's going to do. Because we haven't seen Ralph in the only big game we've seen in him is against City. So we haven't seen him rotate and have to prioritize. Because they're both big games. Obviously, the Atletico Madrid game is the bigger one. And what I'd like to see from what Ralph does is completely different. So is Varane training? Is that facts? Can anybody outside of Abdi and EFAC? Not that I don't like you, man, but I need more reliable sources because you lot say wild stuff. EFAC was talking about if PSG had McTominay to win the game and all this. Yeah, like Brian says, Bun Ronaldo, man, he should drop to the bench. I wouldn't mind seeing him on the bench. However, do you play Cavani in this game and then play Ronaldo against? He's got selection headaches. I'd say Matic, Pogba, Bruno. I wouldn't mind that against, but Matic has to play against Atletico Madrid to me. And I don't think he should play Saturday, rest Sunday, Monday, and then play Tuesday. So that's why I wouldn't play Matic against Spurs. I'd probably go I don't want to see McTominay. Do you go Fred, Pogba, Bruno? That's probably, yeah, that's what I'd go with. I'd go Fred, Pogba, Bruno. And then against Atletico, I'd go Matic, Fred, and Pogba. Like, I ain't trying to see McTominay at all. Ronaldo will probably play, though. Says, I don't want Bruno, Fred, near my midfield dead ballers. We won't win any trophies. They're the only options we got. Because you're saying you don't want Fred or Bruno. I hear that. But then that leaves Matic, McTominay, Pogba. That isn't a good midfield either. Nah, I play Bruno as a striker. Just give him pressing from the front. Give Pogba the free roll. Our striking options, they suck. Ronaldo, Cavani, Bruno, Lingard in the false nine. Like, yeah. I'd rather see Lingard in the false nine at this point. I'd rather. Yeah, my Jesus. I don't know. Here his peak. But we are playing Spurs. So we'll probably see Ronaldo or Cavani play up front, which I'm not mad at. As long as it's Sancho and Alanga on the wings, cool. I don't want to see Matic because I want him to play against Atletico. So if we don't see Pogba, I'd be like, all right, play him against Atletico. This is going to let us know where Ralph prioritizes. This is what this is going to do. Where does he prioritize? His team selection against Spurs on the weekend will let us know about the Atletico Madrid game. Yeah, man, Lingard in a false nine, fam. What better option do we have? Tell me. I ain't trying to see Bruno up front. I'm not trying to see Ronaldo up front, really. And I'm not trying to see Cavani up front. Our options are limited. See, EFAC just trolling, but here we are. Our season. Ain't you an Arsenal fan? Oh, yeah, Brian, I know the issues we have. 100%. A big up to Brian as well because he is a member of the channel. So if you want to join the membership, people, link is underneath in the description to get many great perks, including how to get on here. So if you want to get on the channel, that's included in the perks, people. But if you want to support for absolutely free, just hit the like button, just share across all the socials and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget as well, this show and all the other shows on the channel, aside from watch-alongs and Q&As, are available on audio-only platforms, people. So if you want to listen while you're at work, while you're driving, while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, or you might just not want the YouTube app open and listen on a SoundCloud, a Spotify, iTunes. You might want to listen via more traditional podcast means, which is cool. So this will be uploaded after this show, so you can listen back to it tonight, people. I hope my mic didn't cut out as well. You're definitely not a United fan of EFAC. You're definitely not. Like, no, you're just not. Says Rashford should never touch the Man United shit again. Wow. If United go through, who do you want United to face in the quarters? Ajax, Benfica, or Villarreal, Juve? Give me the winner of one of those two ties. I'm not trying to see Bayern. I ain't trying to see Real Madrid. I ain't trying to see Liverpool. I ain't trying to see City. And I ain't trying to see Chelsea. Villarreal or Juve, Ajax or Benfica. And then we get to see Ten Hag up close and personal if we do get Ajax. We did get rid of the wrong players in January. Now we have no options. I agree, Alex J. However, I think them players wanted to leave. I think Martial wanted to leave before Ralph got here. I think Donny wanted to dip. I think his mind was made up. Diallo, we could have gave game time to, 100%. But yeah, I think his hands were pretty much tired. Lingard, he's shite, man. I love Martial. We should have never have loaded him. He is cold. We got no other options. I'm just saying. Let's try it. I'm just saying. Nah, because you've mentioned McTominay a few times in that, fam. So I don't know who you're trying to banter. Like, it's just dead banter if I'm talking about McTominay, but we move. We shouldn't have loaned him, but why not try Lingard? Lingard's still a good player. Don't get it mistaken. Lingard is not rubbish. That's not what we're going to do. Lingard is not a rubbish player. No, he's not. Like, we're not doing that because too often we just write off players. How's Diallo doing at Rangers? I'm not sure. I've not really followed him. I'm not going to lie. Like, share, subscribe, support your quality channel as you continue to get great content on a consistent basis. Big up, man. We haven't been saying much appreciated. We're back tonight on the channel for a big game NBA watch along. Philadelphia 76ers versus the Brooklyn Nets, people. 76ers versus the Nets. You know what I'm saying? Embiid and Harden versus KD and Kyrie. Ben Simmons will be in the building as well. So any NBA heads, that's going to be crazy. Don't forget Watford versus Wolves. Watford versus Wolves. That will, well, Wolves versus Watford, I should say, because it's at Molineux, will be on the Against the Run of Play _ on Twitch. So I'll run a stream on here telling you to head over there as well, people. Yeah, man, big up to you, M. Appreciate it. But yeah, man, love to everyone who... What, Chelsea are not allowed to sell any merchandise, club shop clothes, Mazda. Lingard can run channels but won't be effective back to goal. Yeah, but you can drop off and link up play. That's the whole point of a false nine. Lingard's very good at he's technically sound to drop off and link up play. Yeah, his recent performances haven't been good, but yo, you need a run of games. Keep saying this. Look at Dalot. We need a run of games. That's what that is, and he hasn't had a run of games. So we move, but yes, love to everyone who has locked in. The ManDem United podcast will be back Tuesday. ManDem United podcast goes live every Tuesday and Thursday on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel, people. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, we go live. But yes, love to everyone who has locked in. Big up to you lot. Love debating with you lot. Swear down, Black Diamond, Brian, Alex J, BT, Malcolm, whether we agree or disagree. I love going back and forth, like in regards to topics of conversation, like the Poch, the PSG, United, etc., etc. It's all good. Scunno blogger, you harsh with that. BT, big up to you. Yo, love for the support, man. Much appreciated. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm. Oh shit. Big up Joey the Don, who just became a member before we leave. Much appreciated. I'm not sure what tier you joined, but yo, Joey, appreciated regardless of you becoming a member, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for becoming a member. I hope you enjoy all the perks, whether you are a Sarcasm citizen, Sarcasm City soldier, or Sarcasm City general. These things here just help the channel keep it moving in it and help the content, help me create even more content as well, people. So that's what that is in it, man. Like, large up you lot. Make sure you follow me across all socials as well. That's me, Flawless. Trying to get to 4K on Twitter, trying to get to 2K on Instagram. And that way you can keep up to date with what's going on. Because anytime we're going live on anything or I'm doing anything, I'll always post it on my socials. So you don't know where to head. But yo, Joey the Don, big up to you. Our man's got, what's it called? The GOAT himself, Tom Dubois from, what's it called? From the Boondocks, favorite cartoon of all time. Best show ever made, like without question. The Boondocks, them first 2-3 seasons, go it. 100% go it. Just trying to find out what. Hey, Joey, let me know what level you signed up to. Big up, man. Appreciate it. And don't forget, if you are a member, on the Q&As, your comments do take priority in it. So I just get straight to you as well. That is one of the best. And then sometimes I'll have members only on there as well. I will do. And became a Sarcasm citizen. Hey, Joey, love, much appreciated. And on that note, we are going to close out the show, people. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.